So as you rest yourself down on your mat, begin to bring your awareness to your breath. And just follow your breath as it moves through the body. With each of your deep inhalations, feel the front body lift and spread out and open. And then exhale and let the back body descend and become heavy. And then take your hands and slide your body flesh down towards your heels. And then maybe bring your hands to the back of your head and draw your scalp up towards the top to drop your chin towards your chest. And then place your head back down on your mat or your pillow, just to elongate the cervical spine. And roll your shoulders back and down and turn your palms face up. And after you've done that, just take a moment again to feel the broadness across the front of your chest. And then bring your hands to rest at the center of your chest. And once again, see if you can roll the shoulders back and down to draw the shoulder blades together and keep that broadness and openness in the front of the chest. And bring your awareness to your hands. And breathe into the heart center. And as you breathe into the heart center, see if you can visualize a deep emerald green. This is the color of the Anahata Chakra, your heart center chakra. And as you imagine that deep emerald green, also think about the qualities of unconditional love and kindness and caring and forgiveness. And with each inhalation, draw those qualities into your body. And with each of your exhalations, expel those qualities out to the universe or to someone in particular that you know that might need them right now. And then you can release your arms down by your sides. And if your knees are bent out to the sides in Baddha Konasana like I am, you can extend your legs out onto your mat. If they're just bent, you can keep them bent or extend them out. And just bring your blocks to the sides of your hips or the sides of your thighs. And bring your hands, you can actually bring them up a little higher. And then bring your hands to rest on the top of the blocks. And then just gently press the blocks away to draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then just press your hands lightly into your blocks. Again, lifting the chest, creating space and openness in the heart. And take a few breaths. And then you can release your arms from your blocks. Just set them aside. And then as you bring your hands back down to your mat, just walk your fingertips down and away. And again, think about bringing the shoulder blades together to keep that lift in your chest. And then scrunch and spread your toes. Point and flex your feet. And make some circles with your ankles. And then pause and go the other way. And then bring your big toes together. And once you have your big toes touching, point your toes and draw do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. And you'll feel your hips. You'll also feel your legs, your thighs rolling in towards one another and your calves rolling away from one another. And then bring your pinky toes to the floor and big toes together. And again, point the toes, do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. You can really feel your hips here. I can feel them sort of opening up a bit. And then just windshield wipe the feet to lubricate the hips. And then bring the toes together again and point them. And this time just take your feet to the floor, the pinky toes to the floor. And just slowly windshield wipe your legs. Maybe bring your hands right to where your legs meet your torso to feel the hips moving in the sockets. So you can feel the head of the femur, which is the large bone in your leg, in your thigh, rotating in and out of the hip socket. And then just slide your heels, tap the backs of your legs. And then pause for a moment. Reach your arms up and take them behind you. Then stretch your arms away as you press your heels gently into the mat and press through your heels. And then bring your arms down. Reach up, take the arms behind you, press your heels down, but this time press through the balls of your feet. And then bring your arms down. And then reach your arms up, take the arms behind you, and then press through the entire sole of your foot. And then bring your arms down by your sides. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Take your arms straight up to the ceiling again and open and close your hands. And then tuck your thumbs underneath your fingers or just make a loose fist and make some circles with your wrists. And pause and go the other way. And pause, and then flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Point the fingers down and wave your hands up and down to open the front and back of your wrists. And now bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. As you reach your arms up, relax your shoulders away from your ears. And bend your elbows, bring your hands to your chest, and then press your hands to your feet. Bend your elbows in and reach your arms up. And then take your folded hands behind you and press your palms away as you reach through your entire body. Release the interlace of your fingers and wiggle them. And then once again, bring your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Have your palms facing one another. And as you reach up towards the ceiling, shrug your shoulders off your mat or your bolster or your pillow, and then draw them down. Reach your palms up, and then draw the shoulders down. And then reach and shrug up, and draw the shoulders down. Hold on to opposite elbows, take the arms behind you. And take a moment to feel the length in your body. Just scan the body. Take note of any place where you might be holding any tension. And then with your exhale, bring the folded arms up and make circles with your arms. So like windshield wipering our legs, these circles help to lubricate the shoulders. And then reach your arms up and refold your arms with the other forearm in front. And lower them down and then make circles in the other direction. Reach up with the arms, take them all the way behind you. Bring your ankles together, bring your arms as close to your ears as you can, and do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. And then exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. And I'm going to roll off to my side and move my bolster. And then I'm going to come back down onto my mat. Bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the floor. I'm just checking. I just want to make sure no one else has joined. I don't think so, but okay. Okay. And readjust yourself on your mat. So lift your hips up and slide the buttock flesh down so that you elongate your spine and give a little bit of a tip of your pelvis up towards your face. And you might even want to try lifting the head again, extending the spine, the cervical spine, and then placing it back down on the mat. Walk your hands down towards your feet and press your feet into the floor. Press the lower back into the floor by doing a pelvic tilt. And then release and press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release, and one more time, press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release, and then draw your knees in towards your chest and rock them in and out. And hug your knees into your chest. And then let them fall away. Cross the left ankle over the right, separate your knees and make some circles. And then just hold on behind, keep your ankles crossed, hold on behind your knees and rock your thighs in towards your chest. And then take the legs up just a slight bit higher and once again rock in and out. Keep your ankles crossed, take the legs up even higher. You can keep a bend in your knees and then once again rock them in and out. You might feel this a little bit more in the left glute and hip. And then uncross the legs and straighten them. And then bend them in and straighten and bend them in. And then hold on to the tops of your knees, let them fall away. Cross the right ankle over the left. Make circles around your low back and sacrum. And then pause, and again, keep the ankles crossed. Take your hands behind your knees. Rock your knees in and out. Take them up a little higher, and once again, rock in and out. And then take them up even higher still. Again, keep a bend in the knees and rock in and out. And then straighten the legs with the legs crossed. And come in. And then straighten the legs all the way. You can uncross the legs and then bend the thighs in. Reach your legs up and bend your thighs in and reach your legs up. Bend your thighs in and rock from side to side. Point and flex your feet. Make some circles with your ankles. Go the other way. And then stretch your legs up. And then bring your feet to the floor and extend your legs, extend your arms. Reach and stretch. Do a pelvic tilt. And draw your left thigh into your chest. Rock it in and out. And then draw your left knee over to your right shoulder. And then the left knee to the left shoulder. And then make some circles with your hip. And pause and then go the other way. And hug your thigh in. And then straighten your leg. Hold on behind your thigh and press your thigh into your hands. Bend your thigh into your chest. So remember, each time we bring the thigh into the chest, we're working on the hamstrings, trying to loosen them up a little bit. If your body is loose and you have nice long hamstrings, you can just pause here. If you're a little tighter, you can rock in and out. And then stretch your leg up. And then bring your thigh in. And stretch your leg up. And then bring the thigh in. Keep a little bend in your leg. And then stretch the leg to open up the back of your knee. And then bring the arch of your left foot to your right knee. And then draw the knee over to the right. Come back to the center. Extend both legs and arms. Do a pelvic tilt. And then draw your right thigh in close. Rock in and out. Bring your right knee over to the left shoulder. And then bring the right knee to the right shoulder. And hold on to the top of your hip and make a few circles, or top of your knee. And then go the other way. And then hug your thigh in and reach your leg up. Press your thigh into your hands into your thigh. And then bring your knee to your chest, your thigh to your chest, and you can rock in and out and stretch the leg up. Bring your thigh in, rock in and out a little bit, and press your leg up. And then bring your thigh in, and walk your hands up towards your ankle or your shin, and then stretch the back of your leg. Bring the arch of your right foot to your left knee. Take your right hand to a T, and then take your knee across to the left. Come back to the center, bring your feet back to the floor, and just rock your knees a little bit from side to side. And then take your feet a little wider and rock from side to side again. And then keep your feet wide, turn your toes in towards one another, and then press your feet, and to bring your hands down by your sides. And press your hands into the floor and press your feet into the floor, and then do a pelvic tilt. So you're going to feel this in a little bit different spot in your back. And then release. And press the hands and press your feet and do a pelvic tilt. And release. And one more time, press the hands, press the feet, do a pelvic tilt. And then release. You can take your arms to your sides, rock your knees from side to side. And then bring your feet to just about hip distance apart. And then take your left ankle over your right knee. Make sure that your ankle is far enough past your knee to be able to have a straight line between your hip and your knee. And roll open your hip with the left hand. Bring your knees into your chest. Again, rock in and out if you're tight. If you're looser, you can just keep the legs in. And then everybody bring your knees into your chest and take them a couple inches over to the right. Feel that nice stretch in the outer glute. And then come back to the center. Lower your right foot and cross the left leg all the way over. And bring your knees into your chest and rock them in. And lower your right foot to the floor. Take your left hand out to a T and use your right hand to guide your knees over to the right. Come back up to the center and bring your ankle back over your knee, but this time draw your foot up towards your hip, just so that your foot is in a different spot. Maybe your shin is a little higher up on your thigh. And then bring your knees into your chest. Release both feet to the floor and just rock your knees from side to side. Bring your feet to about hip distance apart again, and then take your right ankle over the left knee. Use your right hand to roll open your right hip, and then bring your knees to your chest. Draw your knees a couple inches over towards the left. And then come back to the middle, lower the left foot, cross the right leg all the way over and bring the knees in. And then lower your left foot, take the right hand out to a T, and then take your knees over to the left. Come back up to the center, and again, take your ankle over your knee, and then draw your foot up towards your hip so that your shin is higher up on your thigh, and then bring the knees in. So you feel that big stretch in the outer hip. It's actually the gluteus medius, which is a big hip muscle. And then lower the foot, uncross your legs, rock your knees from side to side. Extend both legs, extend your arms and stretch. And then just relax your arms for a moment. You can keep a little bend in them. And walk your feet over to the right side of your mat. Hook your thumbs. So, hook your thumbs. And then as you reach and press through your left heel, reach your left arm away and sort of separate your thumbs, so sort of pull against your thumbs. And then release, walk back to the middle, and then take your legs over to the left, hook the thumbs again, and reach, press through your right heel, reach the right arm away as you pull the thumbs into one another. And then release and come back to the middle. Do one last full body stretch, point your toes, do a pelvic tilt. And then bring your arms down, bend your knees, roll to one side, and come up. And just bring your awareness back to your breath. So you sit with your hands at your knees. Close your eyes. And imagine that there are roots growing down into the ground from your sitting bones. Think about nice long sides of your waist, and that your shoulders are over your hips, and that your ears are over your shoulders. And then just turn the palms up and just leave the palms open in a receiving gesture. And perhaps you can even feel the air moving across your palms. And then just bring your hands back to your knees. You can open your eyes. And with your exhale, lower your chin to your chest. Bring your chin back to parallel and turn your head to the right. And then turn your head left. Come back to the middle, lower your chin to your chest. Bring your chin back to parallel and turn your head left. And turn your head right. And then come back to the middle. Bring your hands to the sides of your hips and just walk the fingertips away. And release. And reach. And release. And one more time, reach. And release. And then reach your arms up. Turn your palms, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Turn your palms and exhale. One more time, reach your arms up. Turn your palms, exhale. And then reach across your body with the left arm. And reach across with the right. And then reach across and down. And across and down. Bring your hands to your knees around your back. And lift your chest. Round your back. Lift your chest and round your back. And lift your chest. And then take your hands to the sides of your hips again. Reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right. Stretch from your fingertips down through the left sitting bone. Feel a nice stretch on the left side of your body. And then come up. And then reach up with the right arm. Walk out to the left. And again, have a nice long stretch. And then come back up. Reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right and round your ribs towards the floor. And as you round your ribs, reach your left arm out. And then inhale and open. And round your ribs. Inhale and open up. And round your ribs. And then come all the way up. Reach up with the right arm. Walk out to your left. Round your ribs and reach and stretch your right arm. And then inhale and open. And curl your ribs. Inhale and open. And then curl your ribs. Inhale, come all the way up. Roll your shoulders. And reverse. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale with a ha. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Press into the floor, draw your navel in, and keep your chin in line with your chest and twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. Relax your left shoulder. And then just soften your twist a bit and round your back. And then lift up and round your back. And lift up and round your back. And lift up and then switch sides. So right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. And then as you exhale, twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Relax your right shoulder. And then just back out of your twist a little bit and round your back. So you feel this a little bit more in the lats. And then round your back. And lift up and round your back. And lift up. And then take your legs out in front of you. And we'll sit in Dandasana for a moment. You might want to slide your heels, tap the backs of your legs. And then just come forward. Press into your legs, lift up your chest. And then come up, bring the soles of your feet together. And then extend your legs and come forward. And bend your knees and take your feet a little wide. Bring your hands forward, bring your shoulders to the insides of your knees if you can. Come as far forward as you can. And just round for a moment. Help to release the back and release the shoulders a little bit. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Bring the feet out in front of you and come forward. And then come back, bring the soles of your feet together. And then take your legs out wide. Roll the thigh flesh down towards the floor. Make sure your toes and your knees are pointed in the same direction. And then walk yourself forward. If you can come to your forearms, come onto your forearms. If not, that's fine. Walk over to your left leg and stretch through the right arm. Come back to the middle, walk over to the right leg and stretch through the left arm. Come back to the middle and come forward. And then walk yourself up. Hold on behind your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together again. Bring your hands behind you and let your knees drop. So if you look at your knees and you have one knee that's higher than the other, you want to take a block and put it under the knee that's lower. And when you do that, your higher knee will drop down. I know we've done this before, but it's just kind of an interesting way that the body reacts. And then bring your feet out in front of you. Hold on to the tops of your knees. Round your back and lift your chest. Round your back and lift your chest. And round your back and lift your chest. And then let's come on to our hands and knees. Have your blocks at the top of your mat. Okay. So to start, let's take the right leg out behind us. Make sure your right hip is pointing down towards the floor. Rock your toes. And then press your heel to the wall behind you. And then lift the right leg up, cross it over the left. Press your toes into the floor, lift your thigh, and then just turn your shoulders to get a nice stretch on the right side of your body. And then come back and then take the left leg out and again Turn the left hip down towards the floor, rock your toes. Press your heel to the wall. Lift the leg up, cross it over your right leg, press your toes into the floor, and then turn your shoulders. And come back to the center, round your back, and lift your chest. And round your back, lift your chest, and round your back. Lift your chest, and then press your heels back to come and sit in extended child's pose. And then walk yourself up to sit on your heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can do a couple of things. You can come up onto your knees. You can sit on a block if you want, like that. Or you can even put a blanket or a bolster behind your knees and sit back on that. Okay. So hold on to the back of your mat. So take your hands behind you. Hold on to the back of your mat. And then just roll the shoulders back and down. Draw your navel in and then pull the mat away, as if you're trying to rip it down the center. And then reach both arms up, interlace your hands, press the palms up. And then exhale over to your right. Come back up to the middle and exhale to the left. Come back up to the middle. Release your arms, come back to table. And then walk your hands out in front of your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes and lift up for downward facing dog. Press into your hands. Draw your navel up and in and press your thighs to the wall behind you. And then maybe walk your legs, pedal your heels a little. And then come up onto both sets of toes and press your heels down towards the floor. And then glide forward to plank. Keep your body parallel to the floor with your shoulders just behind your wrists or right over your wrists. And then press back to downward dog. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees. Press back to extended child's pose. Slowly roll yourself up. Again, sit on your heels. This time, hold on to your mat. You can lift it up a little bit. Turn your inner elbows forward. Roll your shoulders back. And then, again, draw the shoulders back and then pull the mat away. And release. And then reach up with your right arm and reach over to the left. Reach up with the left arm, reach over to the right. And then come down, reach up with both arms. Bring your hands to the floor, round your back. Lift your chest and round your back. And lift your chest. Walk your hands in front of your shoulders again, spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes, and lift up for downward facing dog. Take your right leg and lift the right leg up. And then bend your right knee, look out over underneath your right arm and point your right toes towards your left shoulder to open up your right hip. And then release. And then take the left leg up, bend your left knee, look out underneath your left arm and point your toes towards your right shoulder. And then come down. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees, press back to extended child's pose. And then come up to table and take your blocks and step your left foot forward. Scoot your right leg back so that you're nice and open in the front of your right hip. Press into your blocks and lift up your chest. Slide your hips back, straighten your right leg. Remember, you can walk your blocks back with you to straighten the leg. And then come forward. Press and lift. Reach your arms up. Take your right arm forward and your left arm back. And then reach up again. Take your left arm forward, right arm back. And then reach up. Bring your hands back to your blocks. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot forward. Press into the blocks and lift up. And then slide your hips back, straighten your right leg. Come forward. Press and lift. And once again, slide the hips back, straighten your leg. Come back to the center, come back to forward, bend your knee. Reach your arms up. Take the right arm forward, left arm back. And reach up. And then left arm forward, right arm back. And reach up. Bring your hands to your blocks. Step your right foot back. And keep your hands on your blocks. And slide your hips back. Rest your arms on your blocks. And then come up. I'm going to take my blocks down to the next level. So again, this is something you can decide on your own whether you need to do that or not. So with your hands on your blocks, we're just going to come forward, lower the hips, press into your blocks, turn your inner elbows forward and lift up. And then press back, keep your hands on your blocks. And then one more time, come forward, turn the inner elbows forward, lower your hips, press into your blocks to lift your chest. And then press back. And then come up, take your blocks up to the next level, to the highest level, and then step your feet forward to come to Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your hands to your blocks right in front of your feet. Good. And then bend and straighten your knees. Walk your blocks slightly forward. And then bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs like you're going to jump off of a ski jump. And then come up. Bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs. And come up. And bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs. Release your hands down to the floor. And then slowly roll yourself up. Reach your arms all the way up. And then bring your hands to your heart. And pause for a moment in Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up and fold forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Step your right foot back and just keep your right toes curled. You can bring your knee down to the floor if you want. Otherwise, come up in 2 steps or in 1 for crescent lunge. Lower your arms and straighten the front leg. Bend and reach your arms up. Lower and straighten. Bend and reach up. One more time, lower your arms and straighten your leg. And then bend your knee. Bring your hands down to the floor or your blocks and step forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up and bring your hands to your heart. Reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and plant your hands and step back with your left foot. And then again, you can bring the knee down if it's better for you. And then in 2 steps or in 1, come up for crescent lunge. Straighten your leg, lower your arms. Bend your knee and reach up. Straighten and lower. Bend and reach up. Straighten and lower. Bend and reach up. Hinge forward, bring your hands to the floor or your blocks. Step forward with your left foot. Bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. And bring your hands to your heart. Pause in Tadasana. And then step to the center of your mat. And just for a moment, swing your leg back and forth. Oops. And then swing your leg, but when you come forward, bring the leg up. Oops, I'm losing my balance here. I guess I should be holding on to something. There we go. 3rd time's always a charm. There we go. And then lower that leg down. And then swing the left leg. And now bring the leg up, the knee. And then come back. Bring your feet together. Find your focal point and fix your gaze. So you're going to do Vrikshasana, tree pose. So as you find your focal point, fix the gaze. Bring your hands to your hips. Take your foot, your left foot, either to your ankle or to your calf, or you can bring it all the way up into your thigh, if that's something that you typically practice. Stay lifted out of the right hip. Press into your big toe mound on the right foot. Bring your hands to your heart. And reach your arms up. Lower your arms and lower your leg. Pause again. Fix your gaze. And then take your foot to the spot that works best for you. If you're at your thigh, press your foot into your thigh, thigh into your foot. Stay lifted out of the left hip. Don't let it sag. And then bring your hands to your heart. And reach your arms up. And lower your arms. And lower your leg. Take your feet a little bit wide. Wider than hip distance. Just make a few hip circles because we've done a lot of hip stuff today. So everything was hip openers. Almost everything was hip openers. And then come back and go the other way. And then come to the center of your mat again. And take your blocks to the back of your mat. And then step your feet wide. Turn your left toes out to 90 degrees. Turn your right toes in. Soften your knee. Turn your thigh to the pinky toe side of your foot and then straighten your leg. Reach your arms out to a T and relax your shoulders. Reach with your left arm, cut in with your left hip, and then reach and bring your hand to your ankle, your shin, or your block. If you use a block, you can take the block behind your ankle and lift up. Keep your top hand at your hip if you have a shoulder injury. And then press into your feet, reach up with the top arm, come back up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your feet. Turn your right toes out, turn your left toes in. Soften your knee, turn your thigh and straighten your leg. Reach your arms out, relax your shoulders. Reach with your right arm, cut in with the right hip, and then reach and come into Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. Press into your feet, reach up with the top arm, come back up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips, turn your feet, keep your toes out to the corners of your mat, bend your knees, bring your hands to your heart, and then reach your arms up. Exhale and lower. Reach up and lower. Reach up and lower. And then straighten your legs. You can release your arms, heel toe your feet, or hop. And then come on back down onto your mat. And as you do that, draw your knees in towards your chest and rock them in and out. And then bring your feet to the floor. Walk your hands down towards your feet. Press your feet into the floor. Press your arms and your shoulders into the floor and float your thighs up towards the ceiling. And then slowly roll down. Bring your knees to your chest and rock them in and out. Rock from side to side. Bring your feet to the floor. Walk your hands down. Press your arms and your shoulders into the floor. Press your feet into the floor and float your thighs up to the ceiling. And then slowly roll down. Extend your legs and your arms and stretch your body. Do a pelvic tilt. And exhale your arms by your sides, and you can prepare for Shavasana. So as you bring yourself down, as you relax and bring yourself back to your natural breathing rhythm, bring your awareness back to your breath. And relax your legs. You let your legs be heavy. And then relax your hips. Relax your belly and your chest. And relax your shoulders. Let the skin on your neck, your face, and your scalp all be soft. Feel the weight of your body begin to sink down into the mat. Despite fervent pleas for ease and safety, there are many days when reality doesn't quite line up with what I'd choose. Break down, letting go, surrendering even the illusion of control, breathing into the unknown. Sometimes that's what life holds. Practice hasn't brought an end to pain. I still increase my suffering like a fish caught on a line. My struggles only draw the hook in deeper. But being in reality is its own reward. It's the perfect paradox. The courage to stand and breathe when everything in me wants to flee is as great a gift as the freedom to seek retreat. No, practice hasn't brought an end to pain, but it has honed my willingness to experience the moment and sometimes see perfection unfolding in ways I wasn't big enough to plan, much less predict. Practice isn't about achieving a goal. It's not a means to pole vault over suffering. Practice is my way of looking life in the face and saying yes to all its disparate gifts. Practice keeps me awake when I would sleep and reminds me it's the journey unfolding in this very moment. It's the journey that reveals the truth and not the destination. And now you can slowly begin to bring yourself back. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And then slowly roll onto your right side. And gently press into the floor with your left hand and bring yourself up to sit in Sukhasana. And then with your hands at the center of your chest, we lower the head, reminding us to surrender the mind to the wisdom that resides in the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.